welcome back to my channel. It's Christina with Read.Pray.Disney. Here on this channel, we like to talk all things Disney, from packing to planning to pins to books. So if today is your first video with me, go back. Thank you, I appreciate it, but go back to the very first video in this series, because you're gonna be lost in the sauce, because we deep off of in this book. Oh my gosh, and we got spoilers and everything. So, but if you don't mind that sort of thing, you just want to see, hey, welcome, appreciate it. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe, guys. I don't think I've said that in quite some time, but hit the like and subscribe. I think that goes without saying. Okay, so we started off with chapter 37, and I'm gonna kind of blend 37, 38 together because it's all, well, it's not the same time frame, but it goes together. Okay. So we left off with Everly in the tower, right? Roth and Everly, they was playing those games, trying to figure out just more about each other. And so things start happening a little more. Their relationship is growing. But you know, they still have these walls, right? Everly has that wall built up. Like she knows that she likes Roth. She very much is attracted to him. But she won't allow herself to feel the feelings, right? And even show them. And you know, he does the same thing. He has these walls that he's guarded too. And you know, he's guarded in a different way. You know, he's let me just say it, right? Like, so he does these gestures. And when you're talking about love language though, I feel like, you know, he's probably speaking my little love language here. You know, Roth, he keeps presenting her with different gifts, and oddly enough, weird gifts. Like, so you remember way back when they were in the forest, what spurred the whole thing of him finding out that she's a sorceress was that centaur had attacked, right? There were some centaurs in the forest and they attacked. So Roth, being the warrior person that he is, he's like, shoot, dude found the centaur, killed the centaur, cut out the centaur's heart, put it in a box, rode all the way back, and presented it to Everly. Now, if my husband's watching, I don't want anybody's heart in a box, okay? But dang, that is some, like, he found the person that he banished Annika from the kingdom for beating Everly. You know, the only thing he didn't do was kill his sister, which, I mean, it's his sister, you know, so you're like, ugh, that's a tough one. So he's done all these things. Like he's brought her different gifts. When her birthday came around, he tried to throw her a little mini party in the town. Like he's trying to do all these things, and everybody's like, psh, nah, you know. Also, they end up spending the night together. Quite a few nights. I'm not doing anything, still PG, but they end up falling asleep. He ends up falling asleep with her holding her, or she holding him, and she enjoys that. But then in the morning, he's gone, you know. So all of that's happening. A couple other things that happen too. There's of note. Ophelia and Noelle, dadgummit, those two. They came around again and they say, hey, guess what? Everly's not really the evil queen. Like, I've been saying that the whole time. I don't think she really is. But they say she's not really the evil queen, but she is, but she isn't, you know, and they're like, stop believing us with these little pieces of information and not really giving us anything solid. Whatever, Ophelia and Noelle. Okay, but then we also find out, and I don't know if this is going to come in play or not, and I feel like it is because I've read all the way up to chapter 43, because there's only 43 and 44 left, and it still hasn't come into play, well, sort of. Allura, you remember Allura is that the queen of the forest, the enchanted forest. That is her domain, that is her realm. And she has helped Everly along the way when she was in the forest, but Everly also siphoned from her. So we don't really know what to think about Allura. Allura asks, and I don't know how she asks, but she does, because Vikander says so, but Allura asks Vikander to make a metal stinger for Phobia as a gift to Everly. Because remember, Phobia, the spider Orpian, he traded his stinger to be able to talk to Everly and communicate to Everly. And so Everly's like, you know, I'm not worthy of that. You shouldn't have done that and whatever. But he's been helping her along the way. And guess how else this little dude helps her? Yo, y'all, okay. Oh. So you remember Everly has like this collar thing that is keeping her magic at bay. She can't use her magic. So, but the collar thing, since it was made by a fairy, it can only be removed by a fairy. And since no fairies are coming other than Vikander, and he wasn't going to remove it, no other fairies are coming around. So what Everly has the Spider Orpian do, she tells the Spider Orpian, I need a fairy. What he does is he finds a fairy, and essentially him and Phobia sting the fairy, you know, not kill it, but they put him out of his misery for a little bit, and they take his thumb. They remove the thumb of the fairy and bring it back to her so she can press the thumb to the collar because she needs a fairy blood, whatever, and it releases the collar and she prepares for her escape. But it wasn't like the fairy didn't deserve it. You know, it wasn't just some random fairy. And that's where this whole duality of what's really good and what's really evil. And I think that's what this book is playing at, is one of those themes in this book that's going on, is like, is good or and evil? If you do the wrong thing for the right reason, is that evil? So this fairy that they took the thumb from, he was essentially assaulting women. He was grabbing butts and stuff along and in the castle. No one liked it. No one, but they couldn't really do anything about it because I don't know why. But so that's what happened. They punished him by taking his thumb. Okay. I mean, okay. I'm not mad at that. So in 38, Everly plans her escape. So round one of her escape was to get out of the collar, and that happened. Round two of the escape is, hold on, let me make sure. Oh, what the heck? She escapes, right? I forgot. How does she do it? She does, first thing was to get out of the collar. Oh yeah, that's right. She uses a mirror. So remember, she has a mirror that Roth has been bringing her mirrors, and there's mirrors in the ballroom because there is that ball that was happening, that Farrah wanted, because Farrah wants Roth to get married, because essentially I think Farrah's motives are different, and you'll see that later. But Farrah wants Roth to get married because she's saying the kingdom, if Violet, Truly and Everly's mother, comes and attacks the kingdom, their forces are a little thin. They need, he needs to join with another kingdom so they have more support. That is the class A answer. But I think she wants him to get married because she wants him not to love Everly. She wants to hurt Everly. And I think she knows that Everly has feelings for him and he has feelings for her. And she wants to ruin that. I think that's her underlining motive. But it hasn't been clearly stated, but that's just me. That's my thought. But anywho, so Everly escapes her room. And she does so by calling Farrah up and having Farrah show, how did that happen? The Spider Orpians sneak a piece of the mirror, of a mirror inside, and put it inside of Farrah's pocket of her dress, or so to speak. And so Everly uses the mirror to call to Farrah. And I forgot what it was she called her in, but she ticked off. She incited Farrah purposely, and Farrah comes up to the castle, or to the tower, and then, Everly ties her up, knocks her out, ties her up to the bed, doesn't kill her. She does not kill her, and she purposely does not kill her. She even discusses that in her own brain. She's like, hey, I really should kill you. I want to kill you, but I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to be that person. I'm not going to be vengeful and spiteful like you. I'm going to be and she's purposely making the better choice. Remember that. So Farrah's tied up in Everly's room, and Everly escapes through a mirror. And so she escapes, and there's a mirror behind the throne in the ballroom while this grand ball is happening. And she uses her illusion magic to turn herself into, Y'all remember the snowy story that they had mentioned, the story Snow White and Blood Red, or Rose Red, was it Rose Red and, was it Blood Red? Rose Red and Snow White, right? This is where that comes into play. So Everly changes, she uses the illusion magic to give herself the appearance of this blood red dress. Like, she changes her whole appearance to where she can't be seen or so forth, or recognized. And she goes in and then she starts flirting with the king, with Roth. She starts flirting with Roth, and Roth pulls her aside. Okay, it don't work. Roth knew it was her from the beginning. And so he takes her out onto the balcony and he tells the guards, you stay there. And essentially, they kiss. He tells her, he's like, I can't live without you. I love you. And I mean, it was very romantic. It really, really was. It really, really was. He saw through her whole illusion. And she's like, how do you know? And he's like, you will always smell like you. And she's like, huh, yeah, because you smell like you. Because evidently Ross smells like Christmas to her. So whatever. But he says, you will always smell like you. And I knew, he just knew. All right. So a couple of things happened during that time, though. Let's see. Noelle, she's at the party too, and she warns Roth to hold on to what he treasures, because at Rat Oclock, things are going to happen. So Rat Oclock, you heard me correctly. So you remember, part of Everly's time in the tower, she's made friends with all of these castle creatures, like rats and snakes and spiders and roaches and bugs and all of the things that people are afraid of and scream at. Like, not like the puppies and the kittens, not like that. We're talking about all of those things we don't like in our house. That's what she's made friends with. And those are the things that have come to protect her. So at Rat Oclock, essentially what happens is the rats come out and attack. But it doesn't really work out that way, because somebody in the castle, when he's on the balcony and they're having this whole conversation, because she has this whole thing planned out, right? But what she didn't plan on was somebody attacking. So there's somebody in the castle that essentially they shot an arrow. They tried to kill her, right? And they shot an arrow at her, but it doesn't hit her. It hits him. And no, it does hit her. I take that back. It does hit her and it hits him. And they escape. So she and the rats and all that, she's like, rats, protect me, like, not rats, she doesn't say that, but she goes, go, my friends. And the friends come out and they fight him. All this, no, imagine, right? Like, you got all these grand fairies and elves and blah, 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 in this ballroom, all their fancy dresses and whatnot. And there's a bunch of snakes and rats and roaches and squirrels and things coming. I think I'd be scared. I'd be afraid too. Anyway, so what else happens really quick before I forget? Yeah. So they're attacked, and so Everly, what she does is she's wounded, and as she's trying to flee, she goes through a mirror, but she's so disoriented, she's not sure where she's going in the mirror, because normally she knows going through the mirror where she's going to go, but the mirror drops her off back at the forest. So remember, way at the beginning of the story, when Everly made it to Enchantia, one of the places that she ended up was in the forest, because we just talked about Allura, right? So she's in the forest again, but she's in that body. There's like a lake or something that's in the middle of the forest, or at the end of somewhere in the forest, there's a lake, and so she ends up in that forest. Side note. Ants. So there were ants that were, remember she has like these lava ants, because I told you guys, I'm telling you, all the itty bitty creatures, yeah, there are ants that were protecting. She had this wound on the side of her, and remember, her blood is poisonous. So she had this wound on the side of her, and so these lava ants, not fire ants, but lava ants, they had like, the best way is like they gathered around her and created like this, not stitched her together, but like this, a bandage, essentially. I mean, that's wound coverage, a bandage. And so when she gets into the lake, I guess ants can't swim. And so these ants are drowning. So she's in the lake, but she realizes one thing. She realizes that she's home, which I thought it was interesting that she said that she's finally home, because I thought our dimension was home for her, but whatever. Not whatever, that comes back. Anyway, so she goes, but she realizes that Roth, dude, came with her. You're like, she's like, dang, dude, like, I'm trying to get away from you. And he's like, I'm not letting you go. So he had held on to her ankle as she was falling through the mirror, and he fell through with her. So, but he's wounded too. And he's wounded because, oh, that's right, because, no, not yet. He got wounded with the arrow. So essentially he helps her up to shore, and she's like, no, go back and save my ants. He's like, ants? You want me, ants? She's like, yes, save my ants. He's like, I'm wounded myself, you know, and the poison now that, because her blood is poisonous because he tried to help her, is kind of hitting him too. So long story short, he grabs a stick and he goes save these ants. I'm like, Roth, dude, you and G. All right, so fast forward, not even fast forward. So now we're at chapter 39, where Allura comes in again. She comes in clutch, y'all. So Allura, they're in the forest, and of course their clothes are bloody and shredded and blah, blah, blah. And so they try to just kind of, they're like, okay, what do we do now? Because we're here. And she's like, why are you here? And he's like, I will follow you anywhere. I will protect you. He wants to prove himself to her. He wants to be on her team. He wants to be Team Everly #1, you know? And she's like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy. She's saying that, but in her mind and in her heart, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe this guy, right? There's two different things, right? So, Allura comes in clutch again, and she presents them with clothes. Like, where the heck did you get clothes from, Allura? Like, the branches extend, and she provides them like a tunic and some pants, and then she feeds them. Another branch comes in with like this bowl of nuts and berries and stuff. And you're like, Allura, where are you getting all this stuff from? But whatever. So, they get to go traipsing through the forest. Now, pause for a second because I need a drink real quick. Okay, so I gotta catch up on my notes. Okay, so one of the things I wrote was, so during all of this, you know, her and Roth, Everly and Roth are still hashing things out. They're still talking things through. And he's not trying. He is professing his love to her, and she is not taking it. She's like, I need to go find my sisters. I can't deal with you. I can't. He's like, just accept me and essentially love me. You know, he's professing. And she's like, I can't think of anything like this. I need to find my sisters. And I'm like, damn it, Everly. Here you know, she knows Truly is fine. Truly is in the tower, or not in the tower. Truly's back at the castle. No, she's not. I forgot. Remember, Truly sent messages to try to escape, and so she does too, but you'll see that in just a few pages. But the point is, Truly has been fine. Truly has never been in any danger. And Hartley has not been in any danger, and that's been proven to her time and time again. Every time she spies on Hartley, she sees that Hartley is essentially growing stronger and stronger with these trolls. So for Everly to say, I need to find them, I need to save them, who are you saving? But she uses that as a defense, as a little defense mechanism, to, instead of accepting Roth and trying to hash things out and be like, okay, maybe I need to back off of this a little bit. She's like, I need to find my sisters. So anywho, let's see here. So they land back in the forest. Yeah, he uses the L word. Yeah, he loves her. Yeah. So then, and Hartley and Warwick, the troll. Hartley and Warwick are also there. How did I forget them? Hartley and Warwick are also there. Okay, so I gotta explain this in a way. All right, so everybody's there. Everybody's talking. Truly wants to really, so they're having like these really heart-to-heart conversations, right? So Truly is telling Everly and Hartley that she really wants to be with Farrah. She knows Farrah did all this wrong stuff, but she really still loves Farrah. And to Everly's credit, she was like, I can't stand Heifer, but you know what? I'm not gonna stand in the way of your love, you know, but if she come at me and mine again. And Truly's like, yeah, I kind of get that. And Roth is saying that he really wants to be with Everly, and Everly's like, I can't deal with this guy, but no, I really do want to be with him too. And Hartley is like, man, we really like this. I like this Warwick guy. You know, we good together. Like, they're having all these little conversations about their relationships, right? Or as my friend Kaylee says, they're ships, right? So they're having all these relationships, and Nick. Spoiler alert, Nick is shady AF. Okay, so side note, Nick, he pulls Everly aside and goes, hey, you know, when I got here, I thought I would need these, but evidently I'm not the one who needs these. So you might want to keep this for you and give this to your sister. And Everly is like, what the heck? Nick gives Everly and to give to Hartley condoms. That is the most bizarre thing, but there's a reason why he did that. But that is the most bizarre thing. So essentially, they do the do. Roth and Everly. Definitely not PG. Go leave it at that. But also other things that we find out in this, because right now we're in chapter 41. Wow, I went through quite a bit. So right now we're in chapter 41. So the other things that we find out in chapter 41 about everybody is that Violet, also Noelle and Ophelia bring Violet into the mix, and they're ready to fight. But Violet, Violet believes Truly is Snow White and Everly's the evil queen, which we knew that. But then Truly's like, no, Truly believes that she is Snow White. Truly believes that Everly is Snow White and that Truly herself is the evil queen. And you're like, how the heck? So I need to read this to you. My twin faced me, tears gathering in the corners of her eyes. Think about it. Like the queen of evil, I betrayed you time and time again. The night I denied our connection, all but strangled your heart with pain, as the queen strangled Snow White with a corset. The comb symbolizes my poisonous thoughts about you the day I abandoned you in the palace. The apple symbolizes our new beginning. That's what Truly thinks. That's why she believes she's the evil queen. All of this is going to play out, y'all. In the course of this, Violet essentially wants to attack and kill Everly like that. And it's hurtful because that's your daughter. You birthed her, but whatever. So Violet wants to kill her, but Noelle and Ophelia kind of head her off on that. But then Hartley, of all people, she says, I don't care if you are like Uncle Stephen or not. You don't get to hurt Everly and live to tell the tale. Hartley lifted her arms. 100 different animals emerged from the shadows to face off with Violet's soldiers: wolves, dogs, jaguars, griffins, tigers, mentors, centaurs. As they stared at the queen, unimpressed, as she withered. My trolls want to crack at you too. You'll taste bitter, I'm sure, but that's why we brought mustard. Damn, Hartley. That was Hartley, right? I'm told y'all, Everly didn't need, and she figures that out. She never needed to go save Hartley or needed to save Truly. They could handle their own, and they did. So anyway, the evil queen. So they all kind of spend the night, and nothing really comes of it. But Noelle has another prophecy or prophesy kind of thing. And so they're all just kind of taken back by it. And what was that prophecy? The prophecy was, let's see. She goes, the whites of her eyes had bled into her irises. In the morning, all will be made clear. The hunt has begun. The flames are frozen. Friend is foe. Foe is friend. Venom destroys venom. Shackles fly and trees bleed. The oceans fall, one drop at a time. The end is the beginning, and the beginning is the end. That's Noelle's prophecy. that they're stuck with for that night. Yeah. Yeah. So all that happened. So I'm going to stop there because 42, 43, and 44, they kind of blend. That needs to be its own thing. But just know that we're leaving off on, yeah, some folks getting it in. Finally, right? Anyway. But there you have it, guys. So thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit a like and subscribe. You know, come join the family. Let us have fun together. But yeah, so the next video will be the last one. So sad. But as always, guys, have a magically blessed and know I'll be praying for you. Bye.